Dave made this beat.
Welcome to episode 303 of Say Like a Champ. It's your boy A-Dub.
Hey, your boy Strizzy. Welcome back, SLAC family. What's good, y'all?
What it do? Another week, another episode of Say Like a Champ, and some interesting things going on in the world of sports. But as always, just always a fun chance to get together with the SLAC family and do a little check-in. So we already got some folks in the chat. We got Unc here early. What's good, Unc? Hello from Texas. We got Pops. Good evening.
Good evening.
We got Kelly Williams. Happy Tuesday and happy belated birthday to Kelly as well.
Sure.
We celebrated this weekend.
Nice. Happy birthday, Kels.
Yeah, big shout out to Kelly on the birthday wishes. And we also got Miss Stephanie Washington in the building as well.
So
that's what's up. We're winding down. We're getting close to that summer period. Honestly, we'll talk a little bit about the NBA finals, the Stanley Cup final, which is actually going on right now. Football is obviously deep in the off season, but we're getting to that point where it's really just baseball and then a golf tournament here or there. But how are you feeling going into the summer? We're kind of officially there. How are you feeling?
Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's bittersweet. You know what I mean? I know it's one of those things where it's like, dang, okay. Like, all we have is baseball, which is, ironically and funny enough, I've really gotten into it the last 2 years. So that should be able to, that's going to be able to hold me a lot better together to football than it used to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it is, and it's not playoff baseball, so it's a little bit early in the season. Did get to see Ohtani pitch, a little rusty yesterday, which we'll talk about. But aside from that, like I said, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's a little boring, but it also says, another month and a half or so, we're gonna have preseason football and stuff like that. So we just gotta hang in there, grind it out together. You know what I'm saying? We'll be right back in here to some hour-long episodes. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. But you're right, though. It is bittersweet because what we know that slowdown is nice sometimes. To just enjoy a little bit break because once football season comes around, you got the holidays, and it feels like time just fast forward. So, so I'm okay. I'm good with the summer slowdown. It's definitely hot, so spending a lot of time indoors. But I'm back to my summer mode where I'm on Dracula. Like I don't come out until the sun goes down, doing everything late. So that's what's up. But yeah, everything is good. Let's go ahead and jump into our normal topics, and we'll start first with NBA. Last night, Game 5, pivotal Game 5, right, in a 2-2 series. OKC at home holding serve, have the chance to go in next week and potentially finish it, or next game on Thursday, potentially finish it in 6. What did you think about the Thunder performance at home? Obviously, they did what they had to do, but also Halliburton was injured in the game and only scored like 4 points, 6 points, something like that.
I didn't know if it was that. I think he was 0 for 6.
He only made free throws, but
it's I've kind of said all year, and this is kind of going back. I remember we were talking about the beginning of playoffs, maybe before it actually started, and I said OKC is my favorite, and I think this year is going to be the year where they get over that hump. I think that Shai has kind of entered his kind of superstar kind of status, right? It's like last year, yes, he averaged 30 a game, like he was still up there and I think like highest scoring title, but for some reason I feel like he didn't take that leap yet. You know what I mean? I feel like he still kind of was like, we're still good as a team as a whole, and that separated OKC from teams like Boston, right? And I think he's kind of taken that leap this year. It's nice to have a strong number 2 with J-Dub, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, man, like when they lock in and do what they do on both the offense and defensive side of the ball, man, they're so hard to beat. They can, if you're like, yo, let's play slow. They can slow it down. They got bigs to do that. You know what I'm saying? If they want to speed it up, if they got their bigs can do that too. You know what I mean? If you want to play small, that's a dangerous game too, because they can definitely play small. Like they don't really have much of a weakness. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like hats off to the Pacers for getting this far. I think they beat. Hell, I'll say 3 teams that I don't think anybody thought they were going to beat. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like even going for the first round, like who thought they were going to get through the Bucks, right? So, but they won one more game than I thought they would. You know what I'm saying? I really thought this was going to be over in 5. Here we are, but I think with Halliburton being injured, and you could see it, there wasn't a lot of lift in his. He already doesn't have a lot of lift in his shot, but even now it's less. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is it. I think they go back to Indiana, and I without with Halliburton steering the ship and being at 100%, I just don't see how they get past this team. I think they really pedal to the floor, and you know what I'm saying, like it'd be nice to win it at home back at OKC, but nah, bump that. This is championship. Let's get it now, go home, and we'll celebrate when we get home. So it's time to finish them off.
Yeah, I agree. But the Pacers have had a great run for sure. But OKC, like you said, they can do everything they need to do. And really only it's like their fatigue or if they like let some runs come, because sometimes they'll let them catch up,
Yeah.
And they just don't respond quick enough or like, break it up quick enough. But yeah, no, they definitely, as long as they like play their game and as long as they, don't kind of slow down or slip up, I think they should be able to have it. And definitely don't want to go 7 against anybody. So
ever.
might as well go and get that done. Yeah.
Take them out. Do what you got to do. Like, you're the better team. You know what I'm saying? Don't give them any type of we snuck game 6. No, none of that. Just get in there, get them out, send them home, and enjoy the time off. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of the scariest things, we can highlight Pop's comment down here. He had mentioned the scary part is like, okay, see, they can get much better as is. They are the youngest team in the league, or I think they might be second youngest now. It might be Detroit, but they're still like a really young team, and they still have first round picks, which is scary to think about. And the crazy part about still having these first round picks that they've just built up over the years is that they don't even really have the roster for these picks.
Right.
A lot of their players that they have are still very young. You know what I mean? Like, in order to draft some real new talent, they almost kind of have to give up some of the talent they already have. And a lot of the guys they have even coming up the bench are still really good guys. You know what I mean? So, I mean, OKC, like when you think about teams and organizations that you're like, oh man, that's a great organization. They did it right. Like, they've done it right from top to bottom. They have a phenomenal coach, a phenomenal GM. They have built those picks to build a great team. What do we need this year that we didn't have last year? And they've just gone out and gotten it. And I think as long as they continue to get or keep some veterans like the Alex Caruso's and stuff like that on this team, like going forward, they're going to be, they're just, I don't know, they have a chance to do a lot in the next couple of years. Like they're still so young and they're so good, man. It seems it's great. Like I love seeing basketball like this. Like it's one of my favorite things to see. Seeing teams that build up and can get it done the right way, and not trying to get this player and that player to come over. You know what I mean? Like it's beautiful basketball to me.
Yeah, no, I agree totally. And like you said too, like that's without having it be a destination place where you can have free agents, or it's like a Miami or an LA where it's like, come for the lifestyle. Like it's not that kind of a town, but they've built it into an attractive spot.
Yeah, they have. They have.
Yeah, so
it's kind of
we'll
wild.
see. I like it though. I definitely like it. And as somebody that going into it was like anybody but the Celtics, I'm glad that they were out early and it was a really interesting playoff. However it goes, and the Pacers, they've shown they're still never out of it till they're out of it. But like you're saying, I expect OKC to handle business on Thursday. So we'll see. But either way, by the time we come back around again for next week's show, we'll have an NBA champion, even if it goes 7 and it's the Pacers or whatever. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, Stephanie Washington also on that. Anybody but the Celtics. Unc said Halliburton has an awkward shot. Never looks like it'll go in. He does have kind of an awkward shot, and it was 4 points, but still it was like 7 assists and like 6 boards or something like that. So he still impacted the game, and they still were in the game. They got it to like 2 at one point, like with like 5 or 6 minutes to go. So
Yeah. OKC pulled away late. Yeah, they pulled away late, but you're right, man. They, like I said, man. I think I said this last week or the week before. Like the Pacers are a 48-minute team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you unless you got a 30-point lead, which they almost I don't think they even had that close, but this unless you got a really big lead on this team, like your lead is never safe with them. They're gonna play till the whistle blows.
Right.
And I mean that in football terms, but until that fourth quarter ends double zeros, they're still in that game, and they believe that they're still in that game, and that's something that I think Coach Carlisle has really implemented in them, and which is why they've gotten so far.
Yeah.
Most teams think to themselves, oh man, we've got a 15, 20-point lead going to the fourth. This should be cake. And the only person who's thinking that is them, because the Pacers are like, oh, we got this still.
Right.
And how many comeback victories they had? Yeah. The amount of comeback victories they had this postseason is insane.
Yeah. It is dope. It is dope to see. It's made it for a really good final. So
yeah.
So that's what's up. Some other NBA news. Obviously, we're still waiting on some moves to see what's happening. KD is a big one. That's I think going to be one of the first landing like dominoes before some other things start happening. Right now they say it's down to the Rockets, the Spurs, or the Heat. Mm-hmm. Who do you think he's going to land? But that's like the three, I guess, names that have been circulating as like the finalists, if you will.
Yeah, I could see him in Houston. I could definitely see him in Houston. I don't know. I don't want him in Miami. I feel like to me, KD is not in a position in his career anymore to be the best person on the team, right? He's still a great scorer. Like I'll take nothing away from KD and what he's done during his career and things like that. But if he goes to Miami, he's going to be expected to kind of be KD of the Warriors or KD of the earlier Thunder. You know what I'm saying? He's just not that guy anymore. Like what I'm saying? So I feel like as crazy as it sounds, because I don't think I was going to agree with me on this, but it's almost like you kind of have to continue to let Tyler Hero continue to kind of lead that offense and continue to get KD in his spots, because that's where he's at right now. He's a mid-range assassin right now still. He's great in the post and things of that nature, and him in the post is going to open things up for Bam. But a lot of people don't realize this if you're not a really Miami fan, but Tyler Hero, couple triple doubles this past season, and obviously we saw what he could do scoring the ball, but I think you kind of still have to kind of let him and Bam kind of maybe lead that charge and just let KD go out and give you 25. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really sure, but even going back to say the Spurs and Houston, it's kind of the same thing, right? I feel like I don't think he's the best player in San Antonio with Wemby being there, but still kind of the same aspect. When a big name like KD goes there, you almost kind of expect him to be that guy, and I kind of think that maybe Wemby might kind of let KD be that guy, even though it really should be him. You know what I mean?
And they have De'Aaron Fox too, so
yeah, right, exactly. So it's kind of like, okay, KD coming here, what are we kind of doing? Because he's the biggest name technically, I think, but the two guys on there that are much younger, probably the future.
But
and
that's what
Houston. Oh my God, go ahead.
Oh no, because that's what's gonna extend his career though. So it depends on what kind of KD shows up. If he's ready and knowing that too, he could still be very, very valuable piece.
Oh yeah.
But like you said, it's how are they going to use him? Are they going to expect him to be KD now or KD then?
Right. And I know Pop, Coach Pop was probably thinking to himself, man, if I could still coach right now, you'd love as a coach to get a hold of a guy like KD. So but I'll say that too, the early in the playoffs too, I think Houston could have used a guy like KD. I think when they had so many leads on Golden State. And in the fourth quarter, they just didn't have that one guy who could get the job done. And KD would have gotten that job done. You know what I mean? In all seriousness, the Rockets really did beat down the Warriors. It just they didn't have a Steph. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't have a Jimmy Butler to kind of finish those games for them. And I'm telling you, man, Rockets in 5 with a guy like KD. You know what I mean? A guy who can. You have the lead going into the fourth quarter, and you have that guy who slows the game down and gets you a bucket every time you come down. Whether it's in the post or finding the right guy to hit a three. That Houston didn't have that, so I I've been saying I like him in Houston. I think that's the best spot he should go to. Great coach, great overall team around him. You can be the best offensive scorer, but they're so good in so many other ways and other levels.
And young.
You don't need him to be 30 plus a night KD. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you could be 22, 23, a night here, and we're still gonna win these games. You know what I mean? So
and he can still easily, like without even
easily, yeah, man. Like, look what he did with a dysfunctional Suns team. You know what I'm saying? So you get him on a better coach team, and just overall, just everything. Yeah, I think he's gonna be phenomenal. I think he'll be great in Houston. I think if he can choose where he goes, he talks to Phoenix and says, "Yo, get me in Houston. That's where I need to be."
Yeah, we'll see. That's gonna be exciting, but that would be the most interesting out of those three to me. But if I was him, I'd probably want to go to the Spurs and be part of be there with Wemby. That'd be pretty gangster.
Yeah.
Pop said, just look at his stats from last year. He'd help any team. Bam doesn't score like he used to. Durant would take pressure off of Hero and Bam if he comes in as that third guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then again, back to the coaching aspect, like you got Spo there too. You know what I mean? Like
he's gonna get better.
Exactly. Guys like that who can go and play with a first ballot Hall of Fame type coach. Like you're just gonna do things better. It's gonna make things easier for you. So I do agree with you there, Pops, too. I do. You could take a lot of pressure off those guys. Guys like Tyler Hero, who are smaller, probably aren't getting double teamed anymore the way he was, when it was just him and Bam and, struggling with the other guys on the team. So he definitely takes a lot of pressure off a guy like Tyler Hero, who's just going to go and just continue to just get buckets.
Yeah. And, he said he would give Rockets proven scorer. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. What's good? Welcome in Anthony Weston. He said at the Royals and Rangers game. Nice, I think the Royals are winning.
Yeah, last time I checked, they're up 3-0.
That's what's up. We'll transition to baseball in just a second. Unk said Desmond Bain trade, too much given. So, yeah, the Magic traded for Desmond Bain, but they gave up KCP and like 4 first-round picks and one other player. I can't remember the other player now. But
and a pick swap. There's another pick swap, too.
Which is a lot for Desmond Bain. But I think Paolo is so good. The Magic, they're like, we have to do something with this now to see what we can do. Yeah. So
I'm good with it. At first, when I first saw it, I was like, that's a grip. You know what I mean? For a player like Desmond Bain. Like, that's not – they didn't give that up for what's the other kid's name? John Morant, you know what I'm saying? They didn't give that up for John Morant. They gave that up for Desmond Bain. Now, Bain has been good, especially with Ja literally in and out of the lineup the years. But when I go back and I looked at Miami and their games and how good they've been, both especially this year and last, they're the two heads of their snake right now. Both forwards are phenomenal. Like they balled out this year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Paolo's about to get that paycheck too, just like the other forward did. And
Franz?
Franz, man, like he had a phenomenal year. Even when he got injured and he came back, I thought, man, he's gonna be a little slow. Nah, he came back a continued monster, even with Paolo back too, and they just continue to do the thing. The biggest thing that they really struggled with, man, was playmaking. They didn't have a playmaker. They didn't really have a real point guard. And I think Bain gives them that. I mean, Bain averages about 7 assists or so with Memphis. So you get a guy like that who could also, play the three. He makes shots, you know what I mean? So is Bain to me the point guard that makes them championship contenders? Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But they have been very well coached. That team has worked very well together. I think they're the 4th seed this year, just barely behind the Knicks, I think.
Yeah.
But Bain definitely makes them better. And KCP is not the KCP we saw with the Lakers or even or Denver last year. He really struggled. And I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if he wanted to be there or whatever. But like he wasn't that guy that we saw win a championship. With Denver. So. I like it. I hope it pans out though, because it is 4 first-round picks is a lot. You know what I mean? Especially when you're a young team and you could use those picks.
Right.
So they're really going to be, in my opinion, looking towards free agency too. Like they got to get some more veterans in there and some decent players. But I think their young core They're pretty set.
Yeah. Pop said Magic GM said they plan on winning, so the 4 picks won't really matter.
That's literally what he said. He was like, "We're winning games. We're not trying to go backwards. We're not trying to rebuild. Let's go get the playmaker that hopefully puts us, I won't say over the top, but continues us to contend."
Yeah. Unc mentions too the NBA draft is coming up. That's coming up. It's actually next Wednesday, so we'll have to talk about that really quickly next week. We all just know it's Cooper Flag. After that, I don't really know. That's when it's going to actually get interesting, though, because
for sure,
because it's nothing else than him really in that draft. But all right, we talked NBA. We talked. We need to talk about MLB a little bit. Mm-hmm. So Rafael Devers trade. I wanted to just touch on that really quickly. It was kind of shocking, obviously, because they paid him so much money, but we know that he's been having his, contention with changing positions and stuff like that. Yeah. And the Red Sox going out and signing another third baseman when he plays third base, I think that soured him way back in the offseason. And I feel like this was kind of maybe one of those things where they're like, well, let's just go ahead and get something for him while we can if he doesn't want to be here anyways. And I think it'll be a breath of fresh air for him. I don't know when he's going to play with the Giants. I know he's there now, but I don't know if he's going to start tonight or not. But
I think he is. I could be wrong, but I think he is going to be. I think he's playing tonight.
Yeah, that's what's up. So I think that's pretty cool because it's one of those times where you kind of do see the player having the leverage where it's like, I'm signed and this is guaranteed money. So if I'm just not happy here or I want to be somewhere else, like I think this was kind of like a silent trade request that was kind of fulfilled. And people are looking at the Red Sox like, wow, I can't believe they got rid of him or they gave up on him like that. But I think he just didn't want to be there. I think it was a mutual thing.
Yeah, I agree.
The other thing, though, baseball, which is more interesting. We'll get used to the Devers stuff, but I don't really like the Red Sox, so now I can kind of root for him even more so that he's off the Red Sox. But the other thing was going to be Shohei coming back to his two-way role last night, actually starting the game for the Dodgers. And one of the only pitchers that's in the unique position to actually go get runs back for himself, which is pretty dope. He did have 2 RBIs last night, but he pitched in 1 inning, gave up an earned run, gave up a couple hits, but still was like hitting 100 on the gun and looked like his arm was pretty lively. He just needs to get back in shape. But so crazy to see the guy leading the league in home runs, come out and start pitching and throw 100 his first time on the mound, like his second or third fastball he threw, and then turn around and lead off for that same team. Pretty incredible. So I'm glad to see he's back, and that's his first time pitching for the Dodgers. But what do you?
It's great to see. It's great to see, man. They were saying before, like, there's no way he pitches before the All-Star game, and here we are. And maybe it was one of those things where he's like, let me get the rust off prior to the All-Star game. So maybe we'll see him full swing, post it. But man, I don't know. He's my favorite current baseball player, and I was saying I feel like it kind of sucks that he's on the Dodgers because I'm not a huge Dodgers fan, but like it's hard not to root for the Dodgers when he's playing for them. You know what I'm saying? But my Cubs all day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But it's like, man, like the dude's amazing. Like it's stolen bases. It's everything. He's a monster of a dude, bro. It's like 6'4", 6'5", stealing bases, hitting homers, and throwing 100. Like it's crazy. I don't know. It's insane that we get to see a player like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's one of those guys. He's LeBron James right now of MLB, and he does it all. So great to see. Can't wait till he gets back into the pitching shape because we'll be talking about him so much more.
Yeah,
his first 11 strikeout games coming soon. You know it is. You know what I mean? And he gonna pitch 11 one night, and then the following night in the series, he's gonna knock out 2 home runs or something crazy. Like you just know it's coming. You know what I mean? So, phenomenal baseball player, man. Love to see him. And just humble dude too.
Yeah, he's super dope. I did think that one interesting thing out of all days. Yesterday is the day that his former interpreter, actually started his stint in federal prison with the whole thing that, he stole like $17 million from Shohei. But it's crazy that ended up happening on the same day as his first time starting for the Dodgers and his first time back in like over a year and a half. It's weird how things like that happen, but it's also weird how that got swept under so quickly. MLB was like, look, this is our guy, and obviously he is super dope. He's my guy too. You know, I love watching him play.
Facts, yeah.
And I remember when he was coming over, like I was like already like, oh yeah, like all in on it. You know, him spending his time with the Angels, coming right out and showing right away, you know, how he can contribute. Super dope. So now to see him on the Dodgers, first year ever on the Dodgers World Series ring,
Yeah,
like I mean, it's just so tight.
I love that for him too. Like I know we're coming to the close soon, but I love that for him. Like I hate seeing players like this sometimes go their careers without getting that pennant. You know what I mean? And I'd love for Mike to get one too, bro. Like follow suit, dog. Like you're just too big to not have one, man. Like I don't know where you go. I hate the Yankees, but if you got to go there to get you one, bro, go over there with Judge and do your whatever, man. But don't stay in. It's not going to happen with the Angels, dog. Just go get you one somewhere, man. I would have loved to see that would work out. But, you know, Trout and Shohei would have been so dope for them to get one together, but it's not looking good, man. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go down to LA and go ahead and get you one, you know what I'm saying? But
that'd be too crazy. They would try to ban the Dodgers definitely.
Fact. And the crazy part about it is like because Shohei is deferring so much money, they still have so much money to pay people. So it's insane, man. But yeah, man, I want Mike Trout to go and get one too, bro. Like, I don't know. Great dude, absolute monster.
I agree with that. He might just out of loyalty.
Too. Yeah, I do too.
But it would be tight if he did.
Oh yeah, man. Just monster of a player, dog. Robbed himself, obviously, more so than the fans. But man, the last couple of years with the injuries has just really robbed baseball of one of the greatest players of all time. And for some of those who think he is, they have a sharp argument, dog. He's a beast, dog.
He was definitely on that trajectory. Like
dude, the amount of MVPs that he did win, the ones that he probably should have won, you know what I mean? It's just it just monster.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think we'll get ready to wrap it up. NHL, the Florida Panthers are up 2-0 right now over the Oilers. If they win tonight, that will be it. And they'll be two-time Stanley Cup champions. Or back-to-back over the same team too.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But it looks like they're in control 2-0 in the third period. So we might have another trophy handed out for sure. So that's what's up. But yeah, we'll talk about NBA draft coming up next week. Next time, and then NFL is still just going pretty chill. But there is some news about the I did forget about that, but we can talk about it anytime. Is like the rookie defensive end that they're kind of messing around with his contract on the Bengals. That's a kind of an interesting story that hasn't worked itself out yet. But we'll have to talk about that next time too. But yeah, lots of things that are going to hold us over. And as always, we appreciate y'all just checking us out and rocking with us each and every week.
Absolutely.
Also want to say shout out to our brother Marcus as well. You know, he helps us out with everything we do. So big shout out to him. He's out there working though. You know, he stays super duper busy. So
yes, sir.
That's always. What's up. Anything else you want to touch on real quick before we dip up out of here?
No, man, just, you know what I'm saying, just the fact that, you know, I know we say this all the time, and I feel like we got to do more of it, man, but just, you know, I love you. I love everybody who joins us every Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Just tell your family that you love them as often as you can, man, because like you said, you know, knock on wood, but you never know what today's your last. I know there was somebody at my job, not close to me by any means, but, you know, he passed away of cancer today, and just one of those things, just, you know, a reminder, just, you know, telling y'all that I love you, every single last one of you, and you guys are legitimately my family, you know what I'm saying? So life is precious, and it's also short. So
yeah,
love y'all.
Oh man, you know I love you too, brother. We go way back, and same man, the SLAC family, like all of our close friends and family that we've created. Definitely much love, and like you said, we talk about that a lot, but that's a great reminder, and you're always usually the one to remind us that it's like, hey, we can't take this for granted, and we're so blessed with what we have. So
yeah, 100%.
Definitely much love. But yes, big shout out showing love in the chat. Moms, Kelly, Pops, or Earthly too. What's good?
Popped in. What's up, bro?
Yes, that's what's up. Unc, we love y'all, and we'll see y'all next time. But until then, that was Say Like a Champ. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Shizzy.
Peace.